In this video, we will show you how to replace your engine radiator. Let's get started. A quick note, when doing this job, the part comes out down underneath the vehicle. It does not come up and through the top. With that said, when you safely raise and support, make sure you have plenty of clearance underneath. Once you have that undone, continue on along the passenger side of the radiator support bracket. You're going to find another 10mm headed nut that holds the AC line bracket in place. Remove the nut and the bracket. Make your way under the front of the vehicle. On most of these vehicles, there will be 3 splash shields that make their way across. One in the center and one on either side of it. Ours are missing. For you, remove all 3. Okay friends, let's get started on our job. The first thing we're going to do is come along the driver's side front of the vehicle. You're going to find 2 8mm headed bolts that hold this bracket in place. Remove them. At this point, you can slide this aside, and now you want to look inside of this hole. Looking inside of here, you're going to find an electrical connector. Disconnect the electrical connector by pressing on the push tab right here and gently separating it. Squeeze on this tab. Grab the other side with some long pliers. And gently separate it. Once you have it separated, just look in both ends and make sure you don't see any corrosion. Assuming it looks good, go ahead and set that aside. Now let's make our way down the fan along the driver's side. You're going to find another electrical connector. For this, you can use a pick or a screwdriver and gently lift up on the locking tab and slide the connector off of the fan. Quick check for corrosion. Set that aside as well. Continue on towards the center along the top of the cooling fan. There's one more electrical connector here. Use your pick or screwdriver, get underneath the locking tab, gently pry it up, and remove the wiring. Quick check for corrosion, set that aside. Continue on by making your way under the vehicle. On each side of the lower cooling fan, you'll find a 10mm headed nut holding it in place. Remove the pair. Before we pull this out of here, follow your electrical wiring up to its mounting point on the driver's side of the fan. Go ahead and separate that using a trim tool or small prying device. Now we can start removing the cooling fans. To do this, you need to grab onto the cooling fans carefully. Press them up. While you're pressing them up, you need to pull the entire cooling fan away from the radiator. Not just the bottom, the top as well. Now we can start sliding this out of the vehicle. Now let's continue on to removing our lower air deflector from underneath the radiator support. For this, you'll find 4 push clips holding it in position. Remove all 4 using a trim tool. Continue on to removing the mounting bolts from each side of your radiator. Make your way over to the passenger side engine compartment. We're looking for the cap that's on top of the coolant reservoir. Make sure it's cool to the touch. Continue on by turning it counterclockwise and lifting it up and away from your face. With that out of the way, let's continue on to draining our coolant. Make sure you have a nice collection bucket under the area so you can recycle the fluid properly. Once it's finished draining, make sure that you close up that coolant petcock. Once you have that closed, follow the radiator all the way up to the top. you're going to find the upper radiator hose. To remove this, you need to squeeze the clamp and then slide the clamp down the hose, slide the hose off of the radiator. Once you have the hose off of there, give it a quick squeeze, make sure it's soft and pliable and it's not torn, worn, or damaged in any way. Make your way over to the passenger side lower area of the radiator. Remove the lower radiator hose by loosening the clamp, slide it down, remove the hose from the radiator, and give it a quick inspection. Keep in mind, there could be coolant inside of this hose. Make sure you have a collection bucket under the area. Now let's move along to the top passenger side of the radiator. You're going to find another coolant hose there. Squeeze the clamp, slide it down the hose, and then remove the hose from the radiator. Now let's apply some support underneath the radiator support beam. Once you have something underneath this holding it up, make your way to both sides of the beam itself. You'll find on either side there's two 10mm headed mounting bolts. Remove all four. Continue on by lowering this down. Remove that cross beam. I'll set that aside. Put your support back underneath this area, being extremely careful not to damage anything. Look along the bottom of your radiator. You want to see if you still have any of your rubber mounts. If you do, go ahead and remove it from the bottom of the radiator and then place it in the top of your radiator support. Now we can start separating the radiator from the AC condenser located right in front of it. To do this, we're going to have to maneuver the radiator towards the driver's side, holding the AC condenser still. Generally, you can do this by gently prying, being extremely careful not to damage your AC condenser. Make sure it's broken free from both sides. Now we can start removing the radiator from the vehicle. Pay attention along the top of your original radiator and remove the top mounts. Okay friends, let's prepare our radiator for installation. On the passenger side of the radiator, you're going to find that you have this area that protrudes out. If your vehicle did not have a hose connecting to this point, which ours did not, you're going to want to cover it. You'll notice the radiator comes with one of these boots. Slide it in position over that port. You'll also notice that it comes with a clamp. Take that clamp, put it up towards the radiator, and then clamp it down as tight as possible. Make sure your clamp is tight and the boot is secured. Once you have that in place, continue on with your two upper rubber mounts. You want to put it so the smaller diameter area is facing towards the radiator. Now let's get this in the vehicle. Let's carefully place this in the vehicle. Once you have the radiator close to the proper mounting position, we need to continue on by lining up all 4 of our mounting pins that are on the AC condenser with the slots that are on the radiator. To do this, you want to make sure that you pull the radiator towards the driver's side. Once you've done that, you can line up the pins and then lock it in by sliding it towards the passenger side. To continue pushing the radiator into the proper placement, we're going to gently pry. We'll go up against this area of the radiator and then come up to the body of the vehicle. Continue on to making sure you still have the rubber grommets on the bottom of your radiator. We'll slide those into position. After that, you can take your metallic bar and we'll put that in place as well. Start in all 4 of your 10mm headed mounting bolts and then snug them up. Now that I have all 4 of them started, I'll snug them up. If you have a support under here, remove that. Now let's continue on along the top passenger side of the radiator. We'll put on that upper hose, slide the clamp into its original position. Now move along to the driver's side top of the radiator. Connect your upper radiator hose, install the clamp, make sure it's secure. Move along to your lower radiator hose. Continue on with both of your cooling fan bolts. Slide them into the slots on the bottom of the radiator. Make your way over to the passenger side of that bracket. We're going to resecure our AC line to it. Okay, let's install our cooling fan. Carefully slide it in position, being extremely careful not to damage the fins on your radiator. As we slide it up into position, you need to make sure that the bottom fits over each of its mounting bolts. But you also need to make sure along the top of each side fits into the mounting slots. Once it does, slide it down into the locked position. Once it's slid into place, continue on with your mounting nuts. After each of them are started, snug them up and then torque them to 44 inch-pounds. Move along to reconnecting in your cooling fan. Press it in, listen for a click. Once you've done that, follow the wiring. You want to make sure you resecure this to the cooling fan assembly. Continue on along the top area of the vehicle. Back inside the engine compartment, come to the center and reattach the wiring. Once it's clipped in, go ahead and give it a wiggle to make sure it's completely secured. Continue on towards the driver's side. We'll line this up, press it into position. Listen for a click, give it a tug to make sure that's secure as well. Let's slide this bracket back into place. Insert both of our 8mm mounting bolts and snug them up. Now let's continue on to putting on our lower air shield. Looking at either end, you'll remember that you have locking clips. Those need to fit directly into this area down under here. Also, when you're sliding it in position, the front area needs to slide into these 3 locking tabs. Let's start with the front tabs first. There we are. That side's locked in. Do the same to this. Now let's put in our 4 push clips across here. All right, we're at the point where we can start filling our cooling system. You're going to do that by coming right through this area here. When you do it, you want to make sure that you have the proper manufacturer specified fluid or a universal coolant. I'll insert my funnel on this. As we fill the cooling system, you're going to notice that it starts filling up inside the jug, but then it makes its way down all the way into the rest of the cooling system. So you're going to need to keep filling. When you fill, you don't necessarily want to come all the way up to the top of here. If you were to look along the front area, you're going to find a little chart. It tells you the minimum and the maximum. Pay attention to that. I'll be using universal coolant. Once you're sure that you have plenty of coolant inside of the cooling system, go ahead and start up the vehicle. You're going to want to let it run for a little while. Wait until you can feel a little bit of heat coming out of your vents, and also wait until you can also hear your cooling fans turn on along the front. Once you've done that, you know that the engine should be up to temperature. Recheck the fluid level. Make sure it's up to par. Assuming it looks good, go ahead and remove your funnel and reinstall your coolant cap. Okay friend, we fully installed the radiator in our vehicle. We made sure that we bled the cooling system. Double check to make sure you do not have a coolant leak. After that, take it for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.